Aloy, how kind of... There can be no doubt now. You are a blessing.
It's really not...
I know the path ahead will be dangerous. To kill a metal devil sounds... impossible.
The Nora have suffered terrible losses, Tirsa. What's to be...
That will be for the goddess to decide. For the moment, my sister matriarchs and I will see to the wound. And as I promised, anyone who wishes to join you at Meridian, we will declare secret. I think for the time being, we should remain here in the mountain.
That might be best. If nothing else, it's a... Tirsa, I want to know Rost's story. He never told me. Said he took an oath of silence.
Oh.
What crime did he commit?
I will tell you if you wish.
Of course I want to hear it. Tell me.
Rost never committed any crime. He was an outcast by choice.
What? What do you mean?
Many years ago, before the derangement, before the Red Raids, a band of murderous outlanders, 12 in number, struck without... At Mother's Vigil, they took hostages, and then pressed on, headed for Devil's Thirst.
Mother's Vigil? Where's that?
You would know it as the Forsaken Village, near the Karja border. But at the time, many families lived there. Ross was one of them. His mate was killed fighting the Outlanders, and his daughter was among those taken hostage.
His daughter?
Alana. She was...
Nora Braves couldn't stop 12 Outlanders?
It was quite impossible. We outnumbered them, but every time a Brave came within bowshot, the Outlanders killed a hostage.
What did...
That was never discovered. We couldn't track closely enough to observe. We know they camped beyond Devil's Thirst for 2 days. There were... And then, as suddenly as they came, the Outlanders made their way back to the border.
What happened?
Rost was one of the Braves who tracked the Outlander. There were 6 hostages still alive when they reached the border. Rather than release them, the Outlanders slit their throats and left the corpses just across the border. Cruelty. They knew the faithful Nora would not leave the sacred land to collect the bodies, let alone they thought themselves safe from our vengeance.
Are you saying that Rost went after...
No. Rost was beside himself with grief, but even so, he would never have broken tab.
Then what did he do?
He called upon the most terrible and secret... He begged to be made a Death Seeker.
A Death Seeker?
One who dies to go seeking. And in seeking, brings death to others. The ritual drags the spirit from one's body, releasing it to All Mother's care. The heart beats, the mind thinks. Rost went after the Outlanders, but his spirit never left. It remained here. He gathered the bodies of the slain and returned. And then he set out in pursuit, not as an exile, but a weapon of vengeance. A barbed arrow shot from a bow. Yes. A full year later, he collapsed at the border of the sacred land. A hunting by law. He should have died where he lay. But one of the hunters broke taboo, and reaching across the border, she dragged him to our side.
Who was she?
A brave who'd lost a mate and 2 sons to the very Outlanders that Rost pursued.
So, Rost...
To the contrary, he killed all 12. Tracked them to disparate places the world over. Meridian, Ban-Ur, the Claim, Utaru Land, further even, into the last he killed, nearly got the best of him. Wounded, he stumbled and crawled back to us, hoping to die as close to the sacred land as he never expected nor asked to be dragged across the border and nursed back to health, leaving us, the matriarchs, in a...
Why couldn't you just welcome him back?
Rost had been made a death seeker, Aloy. He no longer had any... By law, he should have been driven back out. But we couldn't bring ourselves to do that.
You made him an outcast.
Yes. We offered to do so, on the condition he never speak to anyone of this.
After all he did, all he suffered, to be declared a...
Rost was overjoyed. He never expected to live another day in the sacred land, let alone the embrace. So close, he resolved to spend the rest of his days in solitude.
But then you found me.
Yes. Another compromise. The matriarchs feared you, and would not let you be raised by the tribe, and so we turned to Rost. I knew that he would take care of you, bring you up, teach you to worship All-Mother and respect the ways of the tribe.
You took a man who'd lost his daughter and made him raise an infant girl? Doesn't that...
I'm inclined to think the course of events has shown the wisdom of... And I'm quite certain that from the moment he laid eyes on you, he saw you as a gift.
All right, Tirsa, it's time for me to move on. And for telling me Rost's...
I wish I could have done more.
As am I. No need to sell her...
Oh, thank you, Aloy.
Okay.
All-Mother Mountain, and was anointed by the goddess herself.
Anointed. I misread this.
I told you, Lons.
My life has been long, but I've never seen anything like that. Tirsa was right. A blessing, not a curse. We were so unsure. I will lead a war party to Meridian. You have my word.
Aloy.
Say that you'll see...
Of course. That much is simple.
Complicated. But maybe if I...
No. At least, please don't think less of me, Aloy. But the goddess chose you to see that.
So the survivors took shelter in the mountain? By law.
It was Tirsa who broke the taboo. Ordered the tribe into the mountain for safety. Lansra, well, she didn't agree. But I don't think anyone heard her over all the screams and shouting.
Tirsa's decision saved lives. Good for her. I'll be on...
I always knew you weren't like other Nora.
Neither are you, Varl. Maybe, if we survive all this, I can...
Perhaps.
I can't spare the weight.
way to the mountain will be hard. Ferocious machines prowl every step of the climb.
More corrupted?
Not corrupted, but they will not tolerate humans.
So what else is new? Yeah, it's guarded all right. But I can get through this. No space. Now we know about that garden. you've got, Gaia. Good for an old remedy. Guy's sacrifice. It did this. Cracked the inside of the mountain like it was an egg.
Yes, yes. Quickly now. I've prepared the way ahead for you.
So you've been in here before?
To a point. You'll see.
You made a climbing path for me, but left an army of machines for me to deal with?
Since when were machines any obstacle for you? If you could fly, I wouldn't have bothered with a climbing path either.
Don't look down. Don't look down. This is exactly the kind of place I expected to find you in, Silence.
Thank you. It's one of many workshops I've constructed over the years. For years, I tried to get through this hatch. I drilled, I burned, I blasted. But we both know that you won't have any trouble getting through.
You make it sound like I should apologize.
Not at all. It never occurred to me that the way through would not be with force, but with a key. A key in human form. The failure of imagination was mine, not yours.
Looks like you've spent a lot of time here.
19 years ago, a great explosion destroyed this mountain. Gaia's death. The echo could be heard as far as the claim. Ash darkened the skies. How they fretted in Meridian as they tried to read this omen. The crater burned for weeks, but when it cooled, I was the first to behold what lay within. Over time, the machines closed ranks to protect it. Useful. Soon, no one dared to come here.
In her message, Gaia said we could restore her, but after seeing the damage...
She said any effort to repair her must come after Hades is destroyed. Rebuilding the terraforming system now might allow Hades to use it as a weapon. Because of Gaia's sacrifice, it has been forced to search for means that are less.
But do you think it's even possible to...
You know what the cauldrons are capable of. How they fabricate any technology necessary to create a machine by the same principle. It should be possible to replicate every technology necessary to repair, but that would take years. And we're counting the time we have left by the hour.
I thought you might actually be here this time.
Why? My presence is unnecessary. You were the one born to do this, not...
It's...
Yes. When you find the master override, you will gain the power. Everything depends on you.
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. You are clear to proceed.
Yes?
I need to get going.
Logging arrivals. Shan Margot.
Welcome to Frozen Hell. Population 10.
11
Mind your
counting
footing.
Gaia.
Don't count your chicken embryos before they're incubated, hon. She's still firing up. Be a while before you eat that omelet.
I'm vegan, Travis. You'd think we'd worked in the same secret base long enough for you to notice.
We weren't scheduled to shack up here for another 3 weeks.
This should be the last power cell I need to get to that ancient armor I found. that's my way across. Don't think, Aloy. Just do it. That's my way across. Glad that's over. This must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
Record. Record. I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know.
Evacuation happens so fast. No time to think things through.
Elizabeth's room. I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabeth's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them. The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
What is this?
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility. Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Not what I signed up for.
Either we send someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh no. Okay, everyone. I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen, the swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out, that's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me, I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So... happy trails, Liz. And... see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, alright?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
That was the last transmission of Elizabeth Sobek. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Hell, Liz. I know you're never gonna hear this. That's not the point.
Look, Liz. You're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express...
All right. Let's start over from Eleuthia 1.
Running integrity tests. Dr. Brochard flying. May I speak outside protocol?
I suppose so. There's no one to stop you.
Doctor, you are fatigued. You have been logging abnormal sleep cycles.
Hello, Margot. How are you holding up?
Dr. Onsen,
Aloy?
She's gone.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were...
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility.
She was better than them.
That's not what I said.
She was. You shouldn't be
Can't you just for one moment stop? She sacrificed herself for her friends, for the future, for life on Earth. Doesn't that stir anything in you?
You're trying to invest her decision with something magical. It was a rational choice, not based on...
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught to care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight again. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your...
She said she wanted to go home.
What?
Nothing.
Liz. A whole lot of history. A whole lot of so-called truth. A whole lot of noise. It's not pablum, Liz. It's poison.
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored. You found the control room.
I'm on my way.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By. Subtraction. I can make it better, Liz. With a single stroke. Make it all go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Continue.
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
But the Alphas were in there.
I'm locked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance?
Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. And what I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who'll come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone. All of it. Every copy.
A sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice. It's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard. Millennia of culture.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Flooding atmosphere.
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring. Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void, like the Alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, silence. Hope. The master override. That's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it. Try not to fall to your death. The master override doesn't override gravity.
You're here.
For a moment.
What?
Our journey together has come to an end, but before I go, I think I owe...
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse. But I never told you the full extent. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered.
And in exchange?
I helped create the eclipse, helped it build a cult, an army to... Because your success depends on... When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire, not Meridian. The Spire. Now, why would that be?
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. It's code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots. Hades wants to send a new transmission. To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all...
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my...
So the Eclipse... The robots they've resurrected... They're just a means to an end.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you...
I want you to tell me everything.
It's a long story.
Then get started.
It began with a focus. Recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many... In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new... That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of...
So you thought it was a titan? An old...
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. It couldn't speak when I found it. Until my So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, but the Spire was always its foremost...
What did it want to know about this?
Its precise location. The surrounding geography. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient tech. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had
enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much.
And the Shadow Karja? How did they become involved?
The Karja civil war was a happy coincidence.
An opportunity?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back home. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their myth. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the eclipse was born. Anything.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specific... A thrilling technical challenge. Especially with the alterations I included of my...
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yeah, I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity.
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot. With my technology.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my... When I completed work on the focus network, Hades summoned me to receive my robe. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
So when did I come into this?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature. And I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success.
You've done terrible things, Silence. I can't say you've balanced the scale, but...
To be clear, Aloy, I would do it all again.
Really?
I've done all I can. From here on out, take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull.
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Silence! Where will you go?
Elsewhere and everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
Preparations are complete.
Ah, Lucent Bahavas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Did Ahriman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Ahriman followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O shadow of prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Task is complete.
Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Silence, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to...